Hello, everyone. Welcome to Barca News. It is March 5th, 2025, and we just witnessed an epic victory by Barcelona 0-1 against Benfica on the road while being a man down for over 70 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, this Barca is different. This Barca is different. This is a Barca with the fighting spirit. This is a Barca with a winning mentality. This is a Barca capable of winning the Champions League and competing for all the trophies they're in. Because, ladies and gentlemen, this Barca is different. This is the post-match live analysis. We have a lot to discuss. So let's begin. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mo. This is the post-match live analysis where we analyze Barcelona matches as soon as they end, and where I also get to interact with you lovely people in the chat section by reading your comments, answering your questions, and getting that discussion going. This is not to be confused with the Barca News podcast where we discuss Barcelona news and where I also get to interact with you lovely people in the chat section. And of course, today is Wednesday, so today there will be a podcast. As soon as we're done with this post-match live analysis, I will be doing a podcast to discuss Barca news. Having said all that, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment. If you're looking for any Barcelona jerseys or merchandise, make sure to Goal Kids, Kickback, or Fanatics. If you're looking to play city sports bets, make sure to bet us. All links are down below in the description. You click on them, you get access to some pretty cool deals and offers. All right, let's start talking about this match because, ladies and gentlemen, Barcelona just completed an epic victory against Benfica 0-1 on the road in Benfica Stadium, where it's a very difficult field, with one man down for over 70 minutes. And with this, ladies and gentlemen, Barcelona have showed us, as I said at the beginning of this live, that this team is different. This Barca is absolutely different. This is a Barca with a fighting spirit. This is a Barca with a winning mentality. This is a Barca that does not give up. This is a Barca that does not let up. This is a Barca that fights until the final whistle. This is a different Barca. I have not seen a Barca like this in many, many years, whether it be under Xavi, under Koeman, under Setien, under even Valverde. I have not seen a Barca like this in a very, very long time. And this is all thanks to the one and only Hansi Flick, who has been able to completely revitalize this team, a team that was completely defeated last season, a team that ended the season trophyless, a team that used to crumble and fall apart every time they came across some kind of adversity. They would completely fall apart, and Hansi Flick has revitalized this team. Hansi Flick has given us a whole new team, a whole new system, a whole new mentality, a whole new spirit, and this Barcelona is capable of winning it all. This Barcelona has the spirit to win it all. This Barcelona has the mentality to win it all, not just the talent, but everything else that I just mentioned. This is a different Barca. We saw it against Benfica when we were down 3-1 at the halftime, ended up winning 5-4, and we saw it again today. One man down, playing an away match in a difficult stadium, in the Champions League, and not only did this team hold off, but this team won. This is a different Barca, and again, it's thanks to Hansi Flick, who has revitalized this team, and a Hansi Flick that is an absolute master when it comes to strategies and when it comes to reacting, because there wasn't a single moment that Hansi Flick did not react to what was going on in the field, made the right decision, and as a result of his decision making, that this team was able to pull this victory. And of course, Hansi Flick is not the only one to be credited with this victory. The players also did their part. What a performance by every single player on the field. because when you have a strong leader, when you have a leader who teaches you what it's like to have a winning mentality and a fighting spirit, well, the players are bound to follow. And these players followed, and these players fought until the final second. What a victory by Barcelona. And some people might watch this and say, what the hell are you talking about? How can you call this an epic victory? It was 0-1, 1 goal difference. It's not about the scoreline. It's about the fact that this team, from the minute 20, they were down a man. And this Barcelona, any other season before this, would have completely fallen apart, would have gotten nervous, would have started to make mistakes, and the goals would have came, but not in our favor, but against us. But instead, we saw a team that not only was able to hold off Benfica, but a team that was able to pull a victory. I said it already 20 times, and I'll say it again. This Barca is different. Now, let's talk about the match, because the first couple minutes of the match were a bit scary. It looked like a little bit reminiscent of what happened during the first match against Benfica, where Benfica looked to capitalize on the fact that Barcelona starts slow every match. It's been a consistent problem all this season. I've talked about it countless times in my post-match analysis, and it happened against Benfica during the group stages. And while Benfica decided to capitalize on that, they came out guns blazing, and they created 2 chances, and those chances almost turned into goals. But thankfully, Szczesny was there to save the day. And after that, Barcelona regained control, with Frankie de Jong and Pedri doing an absolutely amazing job in the midfield, getting on the ball every opportunity they could. And with thanks to their possession, they forced Benfica to retreat from their attacking stance and to start defending deep. And from there, Barcelona were dominating. They were creating chances. They had a really good chance where Benfica's goalkeeper had a triple save, but it did not work. But nonetheless, Barcelona were looking good after those first 2 initial minutes where Benfica created some danger. And then came the 20th minute. Pau Cuarsí takes down Benfica's attacker right at the edge of the box. The referee has no other choice but to show him a red card. And this is what I got nervous. I got nervous because, like, oh my God, here we go again. Here we go again. It's the repeat of Monaco. Here we go again. It's the repeat of PSG quarterfinals last season. But what I had forgotten is that this Barca is different. Now, yes, you might say the Monaco match, Hansi Flick was the coach, but that was at the beginning of the season. This team was still figuring itself out. But by now, we've seen that this team is working under Flick, and it showed us what it's like to have a coach, an elite coach like the German, because immediately Hansi Flick read the situation, brought in Ronald Araujo in the place of Dani Olmo, went to a 4-4-1 formation with Lewandowski as the sole striker, and this team held off every advancing attack from Benfica, and this team was able to go to the halftime with a 0-0. Then the second half began, and there comes Benfica again, trying to, create some chances to score some goals. Again, this defense held off time and time again. And then came the goal. A beautiful goal, which was thanks to Hansi Flick's tactical reading of the match, where, again, he put a 4-4-1 formation to hold off Benfica, but also exploiting the wings with the speeds of Lamine and Rafinha. And thanks to that tactical idea or tactical strategy that Hansi Flick implemented, Rafinha was there to get the ball and, of course, score the goal. Now, Benfica wanted to score their own goal, so then they threw everything they had at us. They made 2 offensive changes. They switched to a 4-2-4 formation, a very heavily attacking formation. And what does Flick do? He says, I see your moves, and I raise you another and a better one. He brings in Gerard Martin and Marc Asado to make Barcelona a bit more defensive. He switches Ferran Torres to a single striker. And once again, Barcelona's defense holds off, with Pedri doing a spectacular job, helping the defense out, coming back down, holding the ball, giving the defense some time to breathe. And then whenever Barcelona could, then Pedri would transition into attack. But Pedri was the absolute compass of this team, switching to attack when Barcelona needed to, and retreating to his defensive duty when Barcelona needed to as well. Absolutely amazing match by Flick. The way he read it, the way he reacted to every situation on the field. An absolutely amazing match by the players who did not give up and continued fighting until the last second. Amazing match by Pedri, who again was the compass of the team. And of course, we do have to talk about my MVP of the match, Wojciech fucking Szczesny. Say his name again, Wojciech fucking Szczesny, because today Szczesny was the absolute MVP of this match. He was a fucking wall, and excuse my language, but the way this guy defended that goal like his life depended on it was absolutely mesmerizing, and it reminded us why Barcelona signed him. By the way, if this was Deco's idea to sign Wojciech Szczesny, I take my hat off to him. I know I've criticized Deco in the past, but if this was his idea, I take off my hat to him and I applaud him, because this was an absolute brilliant signing. A guy who had retired, a guy that was enjoying his life, smoking cigarettes on the beach, having margaritas while watching the sunset, decides to leave all that behind just to come to help Barcelona. And today he reminds us why Barcelona chose him over a plethora of goalkeepers who were still active. But yet Barcelona chose him, a retired guy. And today he reminded us why. Because Szczesny was absolutely flawless. Stop after stop after stop after stop. And not only did that help us keep a clean sheet, but it also helped us because as he continued to block Benfica's shots, all it did to Benfica was make him more impatient, was make him more nervous. And then Benfica, because of their impatience, started making mistakes. And at the end, they were not able to capitalize, and they were not able to get past this one hell of a Polish wall named Wojciech fucking Szczesny. MVP of the match for me, of course, officially it was Pedri who won the MVP, which by no means I'm not taking any credit away from what Pedri did. Pedri was amazing too. But to me personally, Wojciech Szczesny was the MVP. Now, let's talk about the substitutions, because I saw some, people talking on Twitter or social media criticizing kind of like the substitutions or not understanding. For example, when Hansi Flick took out Lamine Yamal for Ferran Torres, people were like, what is he doing? Lamine Yamal was doing a lot of damage, but here is why. And again, this goes to the absolute genius of Hansi Flick, because yes, Lamine Yamal is our best player. Yes, Lamine Yamal was doing a lot of damage, but what happened during the second half? During the second half, Carreras was doing a lot of damage. He was getting past Lamine Yamal, and he was overloading Jules Koundé. And of course, this is not to blame Lamine, because Lamine is not used to defending as much. Lamine is obviously a more offensive profile. So Hansi Flick saw that, read the situation, and instead of saying, oh, I got to keep Lamine Yamal, he's my best player, right? That's what any other coach would have thought, right? It's your best player. Why wouldn't you want to keep him? But Hansi Flick reads the situation and says, no, we're getting destroyed from that flank, brings out Lamine Yamal, puts Rafinha on that side, and puts Ferran Torres on the left, and now our flanks were protected. Because now on the right, we have Rafinha, who we know defends with all his soul, and we have Koundé, so now that's covered. And on the left, we had Balde, and then we had Ferran Torres with fresh legs, ready to help Balde, which is exactly what he did, and he helped Barcelona maintain their clean sheet thanks to this tactical change, which, by the way, any other coach would have never made it, because who in their right mind takes out their best player? Nobody, right? Like this was 10 years ago, and Messi's there, and you're down a man. Would you take out Messi? Of course not. You would keep him. Now, I'm not saying Lamine is Messi, but Lamine is our best player. So what coach in their right mind takes out Lamine Yamal? And I'll tell you who. It's Hansi Flick, because he saw what this match needed. He read the situation, and he read it well, made the substitution, and it was the right decision 100%. Not to talk about the Gerard Martin and Marc Casado decision, because that was another brilliant move by Hansi Flick to add to our already brilliant move of bringing in Araujo and taking out Olmo. So brilliant match by Flick, brilliant match by the players, brilliant match by Wojciech Szczesny. What a win on the road in a tough stadium against a tough opponent, by the way. This is Benfica. This is not Getafe or Leganés. This is like a tough opponent in a tough stadium. Man down for 70 minutes, and Barcelona take home a victory. Now, by no means is this over. This is only a 1-goal difference, and this is not over. We're not in the quarterfinals. We still have the second match. But what the team did today is heroic because it also sets it up to move on to the next stage. Because even though it's not over, of course, the second match is at home. It's a big advantage for the team. The second match, bearing any mistakes, will have 11 Barca players instead of 10. So if we were able to pull a victory, a 1-0 victory away with a man down, I believe that this team will be able to pull a victory at home with 11 players. Plus, not to mention the psychological damage that this does to Benfica, because Benfica are now thinking, if we scored 4 goals against Barcelona and we still weren't able to win, then we were a man up for 70 minutes and we still couldn't win. So what the hell are we doing? Like, we did our best. We played our best. We scored 4 goals. We still lost. We had a man up. We lost again. What am I going to do? Because now they get to come to our home, to our stadium, and that's going to be a different story. So what an absolute brilliant match by Barcelona. And I know I said it again, and you're probably saying, shut the fuck up, Mo. But this Barca is different. All right, let's do the chat section, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what everybody's saying. I'm sure you guys are all ecstatic as I am. But Bisca Michael says, love that Casado played today, and Pedri is just class. There aren't enough words in the English language to describe what Pedri is, because Pedri is an absolute gem. He is Iniesta reincarnated with the potential to become even better. And I know those are big words. You're like, Mo, whoa, chill. Iniesta's the greatest midfielder in the history of Barca. But here's why I think Pedri has the potential to become better. I'm not saying he's better now, but the potential to become better. Because Iniesta and even Xavi did not really hit their stride until they were in their prime, 26, 27. That's when they really grew into their roles and became the Xavi Iniesta that we all remember. Pedri is doing that at only 21 years old. By the time he hits 26, 27, Pedri is going to be even better. So this is why I'd say he has the potential of becoming better. Not right now. Everybody chill. But I think he has the potential of even becoming better. Andrew says, good day, Mo. I'm watching from Monrovia, Liberia. Barcelona proved supremacy today over Benfica. Imagine 10 men to 11 men, yet still Barcelona defeated Benfica. 100% I agree, my friend. Thank you for your comment. And as Jeff says, shout out to the young. I'm so glad Yamal was taken off. He's part of the reason Kunde struggles sometimes. He hardly tracks back to help. It lets him isolated. Even with 10, he was just jogging back. Yeah, I think that was a very necessary move. We were getting killed on that flank. What's his name? Alvaro Carreras was just killing us. And since Lamine wasn't really helping much, Kunde was getting overloaded. He was having to defend for 2. And, Hansi Flick saw that, took Lamine out, put Rafinha there. And then with Rafinha, we all know that, he does not shy away from tracking back and defending. Oh, and we have a donation. Baby's comeback. I'm so sorry, my friend. I didn't see your donation. Thank you so much. That's very, very generous of you. But Baby's comeback says, what's up, Mo? I'm sorry, but the scoreline would have been different had Ter Stegen been in goal. Szczesny proved tonight why it was right for Hansi Flick to play him and should continue play him. I don't know if that's necessarily true. Oh, sorry. I clicked off your comment. I don't think that's necessarily true because I think we forget what Ter Stegen has been doing for the past, how long has Ter Stegen been at the club? Like 10 years? I think Ter Stegen has an amazing reflexes too. I think that's why he's also been labeled the Wall or German Airlines or Ter Stegen Airlines, whatever the hell they're labeled. I mean, I don't think that is necessarily true. I think Ter Stegen is one hell of a goalkeeper. With the difference that Ter Stegen gives you an extra plus over Szczesny, which is his feet, right? His ball control with his feet. That's something that Szczesny still struggles with, by the way, a little bit. And sometimes when he comes off and does those passes, I don't know if because he's very tall, but he looks so goofy when he tries to intercept the ball, and he always ends up, kicking it out, which of course that's what you expect from a goalkeeper. But the difference with Ter Stegen is whenever he came off the line like that to intercept the ball and would hit it, he would always turn it into a pass. Versus 99% of goalkeeper, when they come off their line to intercept the long pass, they just kick it out or they just kick it as far as possible. Cause just clear, right? Or they just clear the ball. Let me get rid of this thing. Ter Stegen used to do that with passes. He was let me clear this, but at the same time, it would end up being a pass. So I think Ter Stegen has a little plus that he has a good ball control, but I don't necessarily think that this would be different with Ter Stegen. I think Ter Stegen has also amazing reflexes, but anyways, I don't want to talk about Ter Stegen because tonight is Szczesny's night. Szczesny, what a match by the Polish goalkeeper. Sanjog with the donation. Thank you so much, my friend. That says, very proud of this team when they play with 10 men. If I have nitpicked, I would say we could have finished 2 to 3 chances that we had gotten. Yeah, we did have 2 clear ones that one before the red card where I think it was like Lewandowski and Amin and someone else. It was like triple save by the Benfica goalkeeper. Then there was another clear one by Rafinha who goes into the box by himself. Could have shot it and scored, but instead decides to pass it and ends up being a horrible pass. Those 2 chances, I think, come to mind. But, hey, I'm not here to complain. We were a man down, and we still took away victory, took home victory with 1 man down on the road against a difficult opponent in a difficult stadium. All right, let's see. Joshua says, hi, Mo. The last 10 minutes of the game was like 1 hour play. I just say to myself, even if we get draw with 10 men, I'm still okay. I just hope their fans won't come and take over our stadium second leg. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. I would hate to see a repeat of the, what was it? That Frankfurt team. I don't know why I'm blanking on their name, but hopefully not. Barian says, hey, Mo, I'm here after a long time. When that goal went in, I almost woke my whole neighborhood. You know what happened during that goal? It makes me really angry. So I hadn't eaten all day because I was working, and then I took some time off my computer to go watch the game. So I'm starving, right? And I'm like, let me warm up some food. So I put my plate, throw it in the microwave. I run back to my sofa. I'm watching. Microwave rings. I'm like, all right, well, Benfica have possession, whatever. I run to the microwave. I swear to God, as soon as I put my hand on the microwave door, all I hear the TV is like, go! And I was like, what the fuck happened? I was so angry, but at the same time, I was like, maybe I should get up to the kitchen more often because it looks like it happens. But I missed the goal. The conclusion of the story, I missed the fucking goal. But I mean, I saw the replay, but I was so mad. But hey, we won. That's all that matters. Oh, wait, I already did this. Clifford says, a record-setting victory, by the way. First time in UCL history. I can't read today. Team wins on away match with 10 men for 69 minutes. Oh, I did not know that. Thank you. Thank you for bringing that up. That's pretty amazing. I mean, what else can I say? Van Lee says, Mo, be honest. Would you swap Rafinha for another attacker in the world football right now? The man is a tactical chameleon, can play so many. No, absolutely not. I wouldn't swap Rafinha for anyone. Last season, I would have swapped him for anyone. This season, no. Absolutely not. Because Rafinha has been flawless. Absolutely flawless this season. Nicholas says, Mo, oh, by the way, Rafinha, 25 goals already. And it's only March. He already surpassed his goals from last season and the one before, if I'm not mistaken, like total. And it's only March. We'll still have the rest of March. We'll still have April and May. Absolutely amazing. Nicholas says, Mo, what's wrong about Szczesny? We had awesome game, and you're right, Pedri is pure magic. Nothing is wrong with Szczesny. Szczesny was absolutely amazing today, and Pedri was absolutely magic today. Street Fighter says, this is why plan B is important. Imagine we try to play the same way we started without the red, we would have lost. Let me say this about, and this might sound repetitive because I said it so much last season, but last season I always said we don't have a system of play. We don't have, those automatic passes, that choreography. Let's put it that way, right? Because football is a choreography, right? When one guy has the ball, everyone else moves according to that choreography, right? And they know where to go. And last season, we didn't have that. We didn't have that whatsoever. Last season, it was 11 players freestyling it, just trying to figure out what to do. And I always said, we need a system of play. We need a system of play. And everybody's like, what the hell are you talking about? Well, this is what I'm talking about. Because when you have a system of play in place where every player knows what his role is, and every player knows what to do, and every player knows what to do within the system, not just in your individual role, but within the system, this is what we see. You get a red card, that's okay, because the team keeps doing what the team knows how to do. And everybody keeps doing their role because they know what their role is. And everybody does their job within the system because everybody knows what their job is. So it all continues working as a whole. But when you have 11 individual players who are just freestyling out there, and all of a sudden one of them gets red carded. The rest don't know what to do because they were never told what to do because there's already no system of play before the red card. Now you're missing a guy, and that's even worse. And this is why having a plan and sticking to that plan no matter what happens is important. Now, of course, you can do a little adjustments here and there to the plan, like, dropping Olmo out of the lineup, bringing Araujo and switching to a 4-4-1. Sure, you can make your little changes here and there, but overall, the players continue to do what they know how to do because they've been taught what to do by Hansi Flick, something that we were desperately lacking last season and even the seasons before under Koeman and Setien. Let's see. John Williams says Kouarsi is still a kid and lacks experience. He'll learn over time how to tackle, but also we need Jonathan Tah to add experience to the backline. But seriously, Flick is a tactical genius. I mean, I think Pau Kouarsi knows how to tackle. I mean, he's executed amazingly well-timed tackles all this season, but unfortunately, sometimes this kind of crap happens, And today he made a mistake, and I'm sure he'll learn from his mistake. Like you said, he's a kid; he's only 18 years old. And these mistakes are bound to happen when you're young, when you're starting your career. But hopefully he learns from it. Kay says Tech needs to be the second keeper next season. Cochin or any other youngster can't be this calm and experienced with tactical delays, great saves, and great organization at the back. And let's see. Chris says, hope we drew with Celta Vigo, a mid-team, after being 2 up because of a Casado red. It wasn't a Casado red that caused the draw. It was that stupid mistake by Kunde, who gave the ball away. And I can't remember how the second goal happened. But it was really stupid mistakes. It wasn't so much the red card. And by the way, this is not the first time we suffer a red card. And I think we've had a red card in 6 matches this season. And we've only lost 1 against Monaco. I mean, that's pretty amazing. Let's see. Aziz says, I've seen a match like this in the 1994 World Cup. An Italian player got red card and the coach subbed Roberto Baggio immediately, and Italy won the match 1-0. Man, I wish I could say I watched that match, but I was too young to watch it. But I do remember the 94 champions were Brazil, right? I remember that. I mean, I was 3 or 4 years old when that World Cup happened, but that's pretty amazing. That's pretty amazing. Alexander says, Mo, I feel like Rafinha was a bit selfish towards Lewa today. He could have passed him the ball in the middle. Lewa was there, but Rafinha chose to shoot the ball. Are you talking about the goal? Or are you talking about a different? But I don't think the goal there was anyone there. Was there? I'm trying to remember. Because Rafinha gets the ball, runs. No, I don't think there was anyone there. Unless you're talking about a different play. George Salt says, hello, Mo. This is my first time here live from Ghana. Barcelona is definitely making my night. Bisca Barca. Well, thank you for joining, my friend. And yes, they have made my night as well. And Samuel says, Flick remains our best signing of the season. We're truly a special team now. I agree. Not just Flick, by the way. Someone who doesn't get as much credit as he should is Julio Toz. Julio Toz is probably the second best signing right after Hansi Flick. If you don't know who Julio Toz is, he's the guy who's in charge of the fitness of the players. And this is someone who won the World Cup with Spain. He was their fitness guy. And the Euro, can't remember if it was the 2008 or 2012, but he was a World Cup winner with Spain. He has patented many different techniques of how to keep players fit and prevent injury. He's the leading expert in his field. And since Barcelona signed him, this team has been unstoppable. Pedri couldn't cross the street without getting injured. And this season, 0 injuries, knock on wood. And not just that, I mean, who's injured right now? Christensen? And that's it. They're saying in Bernal, but they're out for the season. We are in March. Usually February, March, maybe even January. These are very critical months because most teams by now, they usually have 6, 7, 8 players in the infirmary because by now they've played so many matches that they're exhausted. We only have 1. Again, not counting Ter Stegen and Bernal because they're out for the whole season. We only have 1, Christensen. And he's not even that important of a player because we've seen that even Araujo cannot get a starting spot, and Araujo's better than Christensen. I mean, I think next to Flick, Julio Toz is for sure the second best signing of Barcelona. Amir says, shout out to Araujo. He was everywhere. 0 mistakes from him. I don't know why we're going for Jonathan Tah. All 4 of our CBs are performing well. In essence, it would be to replace Christensen. That's why. But I'll talk about Tah in the next video, so stay tuned. Sean says, I also thought Balde had a great match. He made an excellent run from our half and into the opponent half, and they had to foul him. I know exactly what play you're talking about. But, I mean, yes, 100%. But at the same time, honestly, everybody on the team was absolutely brilliant today. Everybody worked together. Everybody fought together. Everybody rode the boat together. And everybody just left it all on the field. When the whistle blew, they focused on Pedri, and Pedri was on the floor, like passed out, because he was exhausted. And that was every single player, because they all left it all on the field. Riley says, I like the way they played today. They showed another side. I didn't know we had it in our bag. Questionable subs at first, but showed why Hansi is one of the best coaches of the world. Like I discussed subs a few moments ago, I don't think they were questionable. I think they were 100% the right decision, and you see why. And I don't want to get repetitive and repeat why, but I thought it was the right decision. But anyways, that is all, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for tuning in. Great victory. Epic victory, 0-1 while being a man down away against a difficult opponent in a difficult stadium. Of course, this is not over yet. We still have the second leg, but at least for the second leg, we'll be playing at home, hopefully with 11 players, the full match. But important victory, an epic victory. I will see you guys in the podcast, which should go live in about 30 minutes. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment. And as always, Visca Barça.